to Tanya Israel at the Wingate Institute. Both teams here are playing in the gray group, and I'm here, Alex Eagle, along with Justin Manjares.
Good enough.
Say it again.
Justin Manjares.
Justin, give us your rundown what you expect today.
I think we're going to be looking at two European powerhouses today. Czech Republic, more of a box background, but I think they're out here to prove that their game is better than their box. So they'll get a chance here today against Belgium and show what they got us on the field today.
Yeah. It's always a big conversation with the Czech Republic. Box lacrosse is obviously, the indoor game is huge there. They came in second in the 2017 Euros to the Israel team. And so every time you talk about the Czech Republic, you're always going to talk about the two-man game. You're always going to talk about, pick slips. How do you expect Belgium to defend the two-man game?
I was watching Belgium practice. They're working on their communication skills. So hopefully to defend against two-man games and all those picks, they should have their communication game on point.
Yeah, I tend to lead to a more switch-happy defense personally when I coach, just because it lends. I'm less worried about matchups. I don't. We'll see as the game goes on how the Belgium responds to the pick game. But we have an early turnover here by the Czech Republic, and then we have an offsides. It looked like he called offsides on the far side. But either way, you have a turnover by Belgium, and the Czech gets their hopefully their first real possession of the ball game. So as the Czech Republic set up, they're in what looks like an open set. Here comes a cutter to the crease, and the ball as it swings to X will come back up top. They look to be in a 2-3-1. You got a lefty here in number 72, across to what looks like another lefty in 27. The Czech Republic, I would assume, play a lot like the Canadians, and they don't play a lot of two-handed lacrosse.
Yeah, definitely strong-handed players. If I were Belgium and defending the Czech Republic, I would try my best to play again, put them to the test and make them play with their weekend. Yeah,
for sure. So here they are with a great real possession here. 27 lefty dodge, early slide feed to the crease, incomplete. Ball will go out of bounds. Belgium on the clear.
Yeah, it looks like a little miscommunication there by the Czechs. The midfielder broke down his opponent, looked to the crease, and the guy in the crease was just not ready.
So I would like to see that the midfielder bang it through X and see what they can get on the backside. Just see how the defense is going to respond. Are they quick to recover? Are they staying on the double? But again, they have an incomplete pass here, but Belgium comes up with the ground ball. A great check over the midline. Great ride by the Czech. We spent a lot of time in the early game talking about, okay, we got a loose ball push. It's going back to the Czech Republic. We spent a lot of time in the early game with China and Ireland speaking about how the FI rules are so different than the NCAA rules, and that you don't have a clearing clock. China struggled clearing, but Ireland was very patient, and I think that the way to go is to be very patient. And we got an early shot on goal with 2 flags down. We're going to get an offsides and an illegal procedure, both on the Czech Republic. I believe we're going to be. So there's an illegal procedure. They're going to be one man down, but to be honest, I think they missed an offsides on the far side. So we have a timeout on the field. The fourth referee is calling the refs together. Too many men. There it is. So what we might have is actually simultaneous fouls. Belgium might have had too many men on the field. You see the attackman, or maybe a midfielder, number 42 here, walking off the field. He seems to be upset. Murphy.
Yeah, we got a lot of things. We got a lot of things in motion here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get this figured out shortly.
So I think Czech's going to end up being one man down for 30 seconds. Illegal procedure. Nope. Here comes the 6th man. So it looks like we're going to be all even. You know, they threw the flag. They must have picked it up. It's honestly like. I've been playing some scrimmages with the developmental Israel team against England, Scotland, and these rules, man. Like,
it's definitely you have to do your homework before you come to these World Games. We've been working with the Philippines lacrosse team, and we've been working with some festival officials and some World Game officials, and they've been teaching us the rules as we go. Yeah, you know, I mean, if you're a lacrosse fan at home, you know you're going to be seeing something new, different. And hopefully you find it exciting.
So here's an invert from Belgium. We actually saw them come out in an open set and then set a pick-on ball, which is interesting if we see Belgium come back also with a 2-man game with their main offensive scheme, because the Czechs have to be pretty good about defending picks. So we had an invert, and then now we see the Belgium working a 2-3-1. Czech has a midfielder. There he goes. He had a midfielder at X. Force feeds to the crease, and that's going to be incomplete. Easy turnover for the Czech. Here they come on offense, settling it down. No early offense. Good hustle by number 8 on Belgium. Jeremy Jochmans. He got back in the hole to defend the break.
Yeah, again, like what you saw with the Belgian possession over there, guy force feed the crease, wasn't there. Easy defense from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, and that's our both sides. Maybe maybe a little early game jitters, but they're definitely forcing it a little bit. We saw the Czech force it on their first dodge, and then now Belgium. They didn't even dodge; they just forced the crease because they thought they saw an open cutter. So hopefully they get a little more settled, move the ball through X, get it to the backside.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And an early goal. Great feed by number 26 to number 72. That's Tomas Prochzak.
That's a great step. Great feed, great finish.
And I think Belgium was a little loose on the crease there. You have to be tight. You have to be tighter on the crease. Your stick on your offensive man's gloves at all points, especially on the crease.
Yeah, Belgium's got to challenge the shooter a little better.
So that was Tomas Prochaska. I'm doing my best with the pronunciations. So another face-off win for the Czech. That's their second, 2 for 2, and a good settled clear to get them into the offensive zone. Some early offense here, and another goal. That's number 27. Now he has a goal and assist. That's Jakov Vajmelkan.
Yeah, one of the things I touched on earlier was about the communication skills by Belgium. Obviously, we can see it's been tested with the last goal on transition. I would like to think some leader on the defense has to be out there, take charge, and tell everyone that you got to match up.
Yeah, hopefully that starts with your goalie, David Michels, because it was just off a face-off. It wasn't too unsettled, and I think a leader on the defense or the goalie can tell his guys to get in. So here's a third straight victory for the Czech, and that can be a big thing moving forward if Belgium can't come across with at least 40% of these face-offs. They're going to struggle with offensive possessions.
It'll be a long day for the Belgian defense.
So with just about 13 minutes left in the first quarter, our score is 2-0. We have another feed to the crease, some loose defense, ball's loose, picked up by Belgium, and they'll look to clear. A good overpass to the defensive midfielder, and he'll get it over the midline. running into some trouble with the other midfielder. Down to the attackman, number 3. This is the lefty. And as Belgium gets their guys on, he's in trouble, and a great takeaway check by the Czech defense.
That was good pressure by the Czech riding team. No one on the Belgium team got open for number 3.
And now we have a flag down. Yeah, as the attackman there, I would like him to go to X.
Yes.
You'd like to get through your probably your stud at X. Number 3, the lefty here, Tibor van den Wildenberg. He turns the ball over and then compounds his mistake by then getting a penalty. That's not what you want to see if you're the Belgium coach. Hopefully he gets his act together and can recover. And you see a great man-up goal, a backside cutter down the back pipe for the Czech Republic. They take an early lead, 3-0, with 12 minutes left in the first. What did you see there?
Well, first off, that was good ball movement by the Czechs. Again, communication was a little communication breakdown by the Belgium defense, which led the crease wide open for the easy goal.
Yeah, you got to cover the crease. We saw that again. I'm going to reference the first game, but China had some trouble with their 2 slides. Obviously, this was man down, but you got to cover the crease. It's got to be your number one priority. And now we have an illegal procedure on Belgium, and the Czech Republic is actually still man up, which is another rule that's different than the NCAA rules or any rules that I've been a part of. They anything over a minute, so a minute or over penalty, actually is locked in, and another goal on the crease. And the goalie Michiels looks like he wants to call a timeout. He doesn't look happy with his defense. Here's the timeout. So an early timeout from Belgium, just under 11 minutes in the first quarter. They're already down 4-0. 2 goals on man down, and then they had 2 more crease goals. So all 4 have been on the crease. The clock's going to roll as you get from the goal to the wing. From the goal to the face-off X. Your face-off guy has been so good. Why not win the face-off, get it on offense, then call the timeout? Get your personnel on and let that clock roll as it would. He may also be reminding his players, I believe, under 3 minutes, they have to keep it in the box or keep it below the restraining line. So we'll see that in a minute and a half. I think you have to keep it in the box. So Murphy's on the wing. They double pulled the midfield. The Belgium did. They put 2 poles on the face-off wings. But unfortunately for Belgium, they didn't come up with the ground ball, and this is when I would pressure the ball. All 3 Czech Republic midfielders all subbed. Their LSM, their defensive midfielder, and their face-off guy all ran off the field at the same time. You're pretty much playing 6, if not 5 on 3. Go pressure the ball. You have slide guys who are just standing in the middle of the field. But
you teach your team to sub off one at a time.
Right, you're supposed to. So here's an early slide to 27. He throws the ball away. I still think it's a little out of reach for Belgium, but it's still.
They're making these mistakes. It's like our trusty stat guy. Says it's true of a goal differential.
Yeah.
These Czechs can shoot
So we're approaching the 3-minute mark. Belgium with the ball, down 13-7, a lefty dodge and maybe a little dummy shot. Where's Baker to go pick up that ball? Baker didn't move off the crease there, but maybe he'll come and set a 2-man game. Here he comes.
Number 4 is the hot guy right now.
I'd agree with that. A good shot and a goal, as you mentioned. There it is. That's De Kooster. And the clock will stop, as our coach says down on the sideline there. Belgium's coach reminds the refs that under 3, the clock will stop.
Okay.
So, again, these are rules that are a little different. I mean, the clock's supposed to stop when there's a stoppage of play in NCAA, but they're different to the normal, the rest of the the 77 minutes. So, again, now it's 13-8. We're now at 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the quarter in the game.
So interesting. No matter what the score is, the clock will always stop after a goal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say whatever the score is, because we did see with Ireland, China, the clock didn't stop.
Okay.
I think maybe 10 goals would be the differential, because it was 18 to 3, I think.
It's kind of like some soft. Like letting the team come back.
Exactly right. It's a little weird, but I think what it stops from is if say there was a goal, right? Okay. The Czech Republic would just take all the time in the world to go set up for the face-off. So you have to regulate it somehow.
Okay.
And that's
right. Man, Andrew and our intern stumped me right now in the past 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's a good take.
Went to the goal. We're black.
That's not a bad take. I wonder, they're under 3. I wonder if I think they have to keep it in, but I keep it under the midline or the retaining line, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're at 2:10 left in the game, 5-goal game. Here comes a feed to the backside. That was tipped. So it will stay with the Czech Republic. Yeah, it was tipped. If I'm Belgium, I know it's kind of out of your reach, but I might call the timeout now. They have one more.
Yeah.
Sub, but also I would also set up a double team. Maybe in this low winged area. You can't do it up in the near the midline, but you can do as the ball gets closer to GLE, you pull your goalie. You double the ball.
Takeaway guy.
Yeah, you put 2 of them on there. I would put 2 of my best takeaway guys.
Number 40, I think 42 was their best takeaway guy.
Well, Murphy has definitely had some takeaways, but I would double it. I would have him and another long pole, because like, what's the hurt? If they score another goal, you're down from 5 or 6. Like, the game's over either way.
Yep.
So, honestly, it was more just practice. Like, who knows? Maybe you're in a 1-goal game later in the tournament. You need to learn how to double the ball.
Yeah, you need to do these situational awareness.
Yeah, and again, like, you're down 5, you should just try it. But
guys out of the box.
Yeah, so I was wrong. I was about to mention that he's out of the box. He's above the restraining line. So that was my fault. That is not a rule. So here comes the double team. But the goalie bailed. And here's the keep it in. So there it is. Maybe it's under 2 at the keep it in.
They called it at minute 30.
Yeah. So you know what it is? I just remembered. A ref told me the other day they're calling the keep it in. They need to call it the same way as we see a goal from Czech Republic, which will tie this game up, or tie it in a bow and send it off.
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah. What they're supposed to do is they're supposed to call the stall the same way they would in the first quarter. So I was wrong. They didn't have to keep it in, but under 3, the clock stops. Yeah, we mentioned that. Then under 3. They're supposed to keep it in if the refs feel they're stalling.
Gotcha.
But they're supposed to call it the same way they would in the first quarter. So they're not supposed to rush to be like, okay, we know you're stalling, but we're supposed to give you the same amount of allotted time that we would have in the first quarter. So Belgium finds herself down 6 with just over a minute to go. Here comes De Kooster, Van den Wildenberg, where they're just tossing around. Murphy comes on off. It looks like Belgium's backups are coming in on D.
Yeah, give him some good playing time here.
Yeah, I don't know if this is good playing time, but it's a minute, and here comes the ball, and I hope they don't get scored on again. But if you're Czech, you got to bury it. Yeah, I mean, in a high school or college game, I would have told my kid to pull it out. Yeah. But in this game when you need goal differential, you got to bury it.
Yep.
So
yeah, to the folks at home, you're right. This is not a display of poor sportsmanship in any way. The winning team needs it in these group plays. You do need goal differential may be an issue.
Right. So good on the Czech to know that and to bury it. And so now it is 15-8 with just 38 seconds left in the game. At this point, hopefully some of the starters for Czech are out, maybe even for Belgium, and then and you're just you're hoping for no injuries. 30 seconds left in this game. Just no injuries and no penalties. See, now it's getting a little scrappy. This kid comes in and cleans people from behind.
Oh, yeah. Number 16 came in there.
I mean, he's not right to do it, but his guy was getting just checked while he was laying on the ground. But that's the kind of thing that if I'm Czech, like, the kid from Belgium picked up the ball, just let him. Like, he's going to move it backwards. Who cares? Like, I'm not going to go in there slashing him, and you're only going to aggravate the Czech team, or the Belgium team, and then they're going to come back at you.
Yep. So I know I mentioned about poor sportsmanship. So now that was also a sign of poor sportsmanship.
Yeah. I mean, and then you get something like this.
22 seconds left.
Yeah.
It's over, buddy.
Yeah, and 16 was. I guarantee his thought was, you're hitting my guy while he's laying on the ground, and you're just 3 people were hitting him while he was on the ground. So I'm going to go protect my player, and especially but if I'm Czech, that's where I'm backing off. He's on the ground, let him get up. I don't care. It's not like I'm going to strip him and score a goal. Like I'm just going to let the time kill off and let's go home.
That's what I noticed about European play. These guys like to lay the long. With our scrimmages during the week, we had some officials there, and they were calling a lot of penalties on the teams that we were scrimmaging, and I'd like to see more control out of these teams, for safety of the player.
Yeah, so here's the last 16 seconds. Hopefully this kid, you can just hold it. Yeah, even if I'm Belgium, like I'm not trying to like run as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Because like, what's the point? I'm not trying to be negative, but that's facts. So that will wrap us up here. It's a Czech Republic win, 15-8 over Belgium. They'll move to 1-0, and Belgium will move to 0-1. I believe you see the Czech tomorrow.
Yep.
Right. So Belgium will have a day off, and we'll see the Czech Republic take on the Philippines tomorrow night at 9:45 that will be for first place in the group. So exciting times.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
It was a joy calling the game with you.
Oh, this is a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to be here all week with everyone.
And keep tuning in on ESPN Plus. Watch out tonight. It's 4:30 Jerusalem time. That's 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Israel versus Jamaica. That will be the host country taking on the darlings of the tournament, and then we see a little while after that at 8:30 Jerusalem time, which is 1:30 Eastern. We're